Hi, we start chapter 11, the multiple regression. So this is a similar version, the generalization of chapter 6. So in chapter 6, we have the response X and the predictor, response Y and predictor X. And in chapter 11, we still have just response Y. So this is the numeric variable, but the predictors, we have multiple predictors. For example, we can explain the weight by maybe the height and also age and maybe the gender and so on. And before doing regression, I will demonstrate the several ways to describe the data. So this data, it is available on a website in Canvas. So this data includes the price, square footage, year, the number of bedrooms, and the number of bathrooms for the houses in our city in Michigan. And since we have the 5 variables that we would like to describe this at a glance. So we would like to make a pairwise the scatter plot. So scatter plot for all pairs, price and the square footage, price and year, and square footage and year, and so on. And to do this, the pairs function works conveniently. So if we have the data frame, then we can just type pairs of the D2. Then we can make this pairwise plot. So you can see the positive relationship between price and the square footage, and possibly the nonlinear relationship between year and the price, and maybe the bedroom number of bedrooms and price, and also maybe the relationship between year and the square footage, and so on. And another way to describe the data with a simpler statistic is the correlation coefficient. So using Pearson's correlation coefficient, you can see what's the relationship between variables. Maybe this date that doesn't really matter, but for example, you can see the correlation coefficient between the price and the square footage is 0.8985. So you can see that mostly the price is determined by square footage. And the correlation plot has the more fancier version. So this is the correlation plot using the CORL plot package. And you can see the scale here. So the blue is large positive correlation. The red is large negative correlation. And you can see basically all variables are positively related. And maybe these are higher numbers. So this was done by this CORL plot package and COR plot function. So the format is CORR plot of correlation matrix. So we have to put this correlation matrix. So sometimes we want to predict some variable y by other predictors. So if we have the y versus x1, y versus x2, y versus x3. So if we can create these graphs at once, it's convenient, especially if we have too many variables, the pairwise plot becomes too large. And that can be done by the ggplot function, ggplot library. I think the ggplot maybe 2 library and reshape 2 library. Then we at first we have to transform the data frame D to make these figures. So the melt function is in the reshape 2 package, and we want to set the price as y, so the ID is equal to price. Then we name it as the DM. Then ggplot of DM, and the aesthetics x is value. So x's value is always the same, and the y is price. So this is your response variable. Then, so this code, the face, the wrap, and the tilde variable. So this is the same for all data set. And then the plot, GEOM _ point. Then you can make this. So you can now see the only 5 figures. So we can you can easily see the relationship between the price and the other variables. So another plot is the Gita plot. So the number of bedrooms and the number of bathrooms. If both variables are categorical, basically we only have the limited number of pairs. Actually, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these pairs, only the 10 or maybe a little more than 10 pairs. And this, for example, means that the 2 baths and the 3 bedrooms. But if we have too many observations and if we put it in exactly the same place, then we cannot see how many observations are there. So this, the Gita plot function, actually the plot, the within plot, we use the Gita function. We add some random noise on this variable. So actually everything should be at 3, 2, but we add some random noise so that we can see how many observations are there. So this is convenient to express the 2 categorical variables, maybe the ordered variables. Sorry, I would say that it's the numeric variable, but the discrete variables. Yep. So these are the basic plots, and these plots should be useful for your final project to present the data.